ASMR. Hey everybody, so I promised a viewer that I would do a gum chewing video today. So I thought I would chew some gum and talk about Halloween. You know, this pandemic thing has really obviously sucked for everybody. I don't really know how it's going to affect Halloween, if it will at all or what, but I wasn't really originally, you know, when things were going well with my weight loss and before the pandemic happened, we kind of thought that, you know, we would go into the city a couple hours away and go out for Halloween. Like, my husband, my son, and I all dress up and walk the streets and stuff like that with the other people, but I really don't think they're gonna be doing that this year. And then I lost like all motivation during the pandemic and, you know, went up and down in weight and just like the whole idea went away. But Halloween still is my favorite holiday. I've talked about it before. I do love Christmas, but ever since I went to Salem, Massachusetts on Halloween night in October of 2014, like, I've just been in love with Halloween. Like, it was so fun going there. I wouldn't recommend doing it this year, but maybe next year or the year after when things are hopefully a little, you know, back to normal. It's so fun. You know, so many people dress up. You know, you'll see costumes that you could buy in the store. You'll see like cosplay, like costumes that people made themselves. You can go to the Witch Museum. There are other museums like the Wax Museum. I didn't really care for that. Cats are being insane. I didn't care for that. The Wax Museum. When I went, I really think they need to update it, but maybe they keep it weird like that because it's a part of history. But it just, like, I don't know, it didn't age well. Like, they're different. The wax people are different sizes. It just doesn't look right. But then there's the House of Seven Gables. All kinds of graveyards. You can go on tours. Of course, you know, they filmed certain parts of Hocus Pocus there. Just a lot of fun stuff. All kinds of fun little touristy shops and stuff. But anyway, so I thought I'd chat a little bit about Halloween and chew some gum. First I'm going to show you some, I don't know what that sound is, show you some little pictures that I painted not too long ago of horror movie type stuff, and then I'll turn on the split, not split screen, but whatever, I'll record my screen, pop myself up in the corner, and talk about some of my favorite movies I like to watch around Halloween. But anyway, so this right here is just a little amateur painting that I did of it. It looks kind of derpy, but whatever. Basically I sketched him in pencil, outlined him in extra fine tip, permanent or Sharpie, whatever, painted, and then this right here, I don't know, don't mind the cut on my fingernail. I don't know if you can see you can see a little bit the texture right there. This was actually a reel folded over little paper boat, flattened it, Mod Podged it to this canvas, and then painted over it and wrote SS Georgie on it. Okay. The next one, I never really finished this one, but this is Chucky from Child's Play. I saw the newer, let me also say, with it, I did like the newer version, but I definitely prefer the older TV version. So I saw the newer Chucky, well, there's been a few of them, but I saw the remake. It was okay. I saw some of the more recent sequels to Chucky, and they were pretty bad. But I enjoyed the original first few. Oops, sorry. This next one disappoints me because it was my favorite little cute one that I did, but what I did was, when the paint was dry, I put a layer of Mod Podge on all of these to kind of seal it. Unfortunately, when I thought it was all dry, I set these all next to each other, and this one stuck to the other ones. I think I can fix it by repainting around it, but anyway, this is Jason Voorhees roasting marshmallows and eyeballs around the campfire. So you see it got stuck right there, and I peeled it off, unfortunately. But yeah, he is wearing a hoodie, and he is roasting marshmallows and eyeballs around the fire. Oops, sorry, that was pretty loud. Yeah, but anyway, okay, I think that I will cut this off and go and do the other thing that I said that I was going to do. Okay, let's see if I can get this moving. Okay, so one of my all-time favorite Halloween movies, and I have discussed this before, is The Worst Witch, starring Fairuza Balk, Tim Curry. You remember Fairuza? I can never say that right. You remember her from Return to Oz, The Craft, The Water Boy, all kinds of good stuff. Tim Curry, Legend, my favorite. The only Tom Cruise movie I'm okay with. Obviously Rocky Horror Picture Show, and Charlotte Rae, Mrs. Garrett from Different Strokes and The Facts of Life. I think that this movie, when it was being filmed, I think it was around the time that Mrs. Garrett actually left The Facts of Life. So basically, The Worst Witch, here's the cover, is think of it as like kind of like Harry Potter basically, but like a female version. And instead of Harry Potter, the main character Mildred is more like a Neville Longbottom character. It's a witch boarding school, and Tim Curry plays the Grand Wizard. who comes to visit the school every now and then, and the movie's about them preparing for his annual Halloween visit. And basically, Mildred is a witch who is not very good at being a witch. So the whole movie centers around her trying her best and failing. But it's really cute. It used to be on the Disney Channel way a long time ago in like the mid-80s. Now we didn't have cable back then, and they still don't have cable around in a lot of the rural areas that I grew up in. Instead, people, eventually were able to afford like DirecTV and Dish Network and stuff like that, and that's how you would get this stuff. But my parents, I don't know what the company was, but in the mid to late 80s, they got like a huge satellite dish. Like, it was gigantic in our backyard, and when they changed the channel, you could hear it and see it move. But we were able to get the Disney Channel and Nickelodeon and HBO and stuff like that. And Disney every year would do what they called Disney's Halloween Treat. And they would show a lineup like The Worst Witch, The Halloween That Almost Wasn't, Mr. Boogedy, Bride of Boogedy, a cartoon with dancing skeletons, any old school Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck cartoon that had to do with Halloween, stuff like that. So I highly recommend The Worst Witch. It might be on YouTube still, but sometimes it goes up and sometimes they take it down. It can be found on DVD, I'm sure. The next one would be, hold on please. What you mean? There it is. Okay. And I've talked about this before too, at least once or twice, probably twice. Like I just said, another movie that they showed was called Mr. Boogedy. It's currently on Disney Plus. It probably hasn't aged well, but when I was younger, this movie scared the bejesus out of me. It stars Richard Mazer, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but he was the uncle in the My Girl movies, and he's been in other stuff. The little boy from Alf plays one of the sons, and David Faustino, Bud from Married with Children, plays the other son. And Christy Swanson from the Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie plays the daughter. Mimi Kennedy plays the wife or mother or whatever. I know I have seen her in a bunch of stuff a long time ago. I just can't think off the top of my head what, but I'm gonna show you some of the screenshots or pictures from this movie. This was 1986 too. Basically, there's Mr. Boogedy. Basically, this family moved into a new neighborhood. The father was like kind of like a traveling joke salesman. Like, he sold like trick gum, fake vomit, stuff like that. I don't even know if that's a thing anymore, but you'll probably find it in like the dollar section of Walmart or something like that. But the house that they moved into, was rumored to be haunted, and it was haunted by an old pilgrim who, like a Puritan, an evil Puritan dude. Weren't they all? No, but seriously. Okay, get serious. Seriously, he was a dead pilgrim who basically turned. He was like a bad guy before he died, but I think he made a deal with the devil or something. So he was super evil when he was dead, and the house was haunted by him and the woman that in his life he'd been in love with, and her son. And it really creeped me out for the same reason that Poltergeist does. It wasn't like a lot of these like jump scare, special effects type stuff, loud noises like, most horror movies do now. It was like a creep factor, like thinking about walking down your hall and seeing a room that you know is empty and should be dark, like a green bright light under the door, or walking downstairs in the basement and seeing like a glowing little boy, just creepy stuff like that. It really creeped me out. And like Mr. Boogedy was really creepy. Seriously, it scared me more than Freddy Krueger did back then. I have not tried to watch it since then, but I might. But I thought it was as seriously low budget as it is. It was good. And it is seriously low budget. But it scared me back then. Yeah. This video's actually running longer than I wanted it to. So I think what I'm gonna do is later I will make another video chewing gum and talking about more horror movies. But you know what? Real quick, let's check out what the mom was in. Again, her name was Mimi Kennedy. Oh yeah, she's in the TV show Mom. She plays the character Marjorie. She was in the TV show In Plain Sight. She was in a ton of stuff, but I'm just gonna read stuff that I recognize. Let me go down, way down, because I remember her in really old stuff. She was in Dharma and Greg. She was in the TV series Spencer. I think I remember that. She was in the TV series The Two of Us. Alright, well, I guess that's enough. But yeah, I really like Halloween. I think that there's like really not a stress factor to Halloween like there is Christmas. You can have the fun of making your own costume if you can't afford to buy one. You don't have to worry about affording gifts for anybody. It's not necessarily a holiday where you might be depressed if someone that you know is dead. That sounds bad. What I mean is, a lot of times Christmas is a hard holiday for a lot of people that have lost loved ones. Whereas Halloween is not necessarily like a big family gathering thing. Although, Maybe it is to some people. I mean, when I went to Salem, I did go with like my son and my mom and my sister, so